Steins Pillar and Brennan Palisades are the ancient remains of stratovolcanoes which erupted when Oregon's landscape and climate were very different from today. Both are easily accessed from Mill Creek Road, 8.9 miles east of Prineville, off U.S. Highway 26. We are not young. We are not in a hurry. We like to study the landscape features and the small details, the flora, the fauna, the long arc of geological history.
We believe, like Aristotle, that in all things of nature there is something of the marvelous. We are Elizabeth and Terry. We are two on a trail. Well, here we are on the Steins Pillar Trail, 2 miles to a viewpoint overlooking Steins Pillar. This beautiful trail slowly climbs through old-growth forest, flower-filled mountain meadows, and rocky ridges. Sounds like our trail.
On y va.
Okay. Ochoco territory has ancestral ties to the northern Paiute, and these mountains have been occupied and visited by the Wascopum, Walla, Tenino, northern Paiute, Klamath, Umatilla, Grand Ronde, and Mollala peoples, who have stewarded this land since time immemorial and still live and thrive here. Northern Paiute people gathered the carrot-like roots of sagebrush mariposa lily as a food source.
Yeah, these are some old junipers. The storms they've weathered. Mountain mahogany.
Curl-leaf mountain mahogany thrives on arid slopes of talus and broken rocks. Its leaves are a favorite food of deer as they are green year-round. The seed tails curl as they mature and fall, literally screwing themselves into the tough desert soil. This species is known to attain ages at least as great as 1,350 years. The wood is so dense it will not float in water and takes a fine polish. The Harney Valley Paiute use this tree to make digging sticks.
We're up along a ridge line now. I like the shade. This path is easy on the feet. Okay, we should be at the viewpoint now to Steins Pillar. But there's the pillar out there to your right. Steins Pillar is a 300-foot tall eroded monolith of welded tuff, compressed ash, of the Wildcat Caldera, which erupted about 40 million years ago, and is part of what is now called the Clarno Formation, dated between 47 to 37 million years ago.
The Clarno Formation was a series of volcanic eruptions of ancient stratovolcanoes, These were the first land-based volcanoes in Oregon. At the time, these volcanoes and the subsequent Ochoco Range were near the edge of the Pacific Ocean.
The Wildcat Caldera is the remnant of a huge stratovolcano whose ashfall eruptions covered the area and buried plants and animals living in what was then a coastal rainforest, lush with ancient relatives of palm trees, banana, magnolias, and avocados, and animals resembling a dwarf rhinoceros, crocodiles, as well as four-toed small horses, and a mysterious cat-like predator. These fossils, and many more, may be seen east of the Ochocos at the John Day Fossil Beds Visitors Center.
Well, we're on our way back to the car, and we've just kind of left this meadow. Most of the flowers have already bloomed, just a few remnants, and now we're going down through this mahogany. This is a mountain mahogany kind of grove. So haven't seen any of this on our other hikes in Mill Creek Wilderness. Of course, we're not in Mill Creek Wilderness anymore. We're kind of outside it. It's beautiful ponderosa pine right by the trail. The trail's always different on the way down than it is on the way in.
Brennan Palisades.
The Brennan Palisades were formed about 31 million years ago and are a sculpted and eroded rhyolite flow. These outcrops are part of the later John Day Formation, a series of 3 major catastrophic eruptions, the largest of which was the Crooked River Caldera, which can be seen from the Chimney Rock Trail. Fossils of deciduous shrubs and trees, such as alder, oak, and maple, signal that the climate was cooling and shifting into seasonal patterns. One of the most famous plants preserved from this formation was a member of a widespread genus of ancient sequoia, which differed from modern sequoia in that it was one of few conifers which dropped its needles every year. This fossil, named Metasequoia, or Dawn Redwood, was placed in its own genus, and in the 1940s, living relatives of this tree were discovered in China and later brought to the United States. Although Dawn Redwood struggles to survive in the cooler and drier environment of the John Day Fossil Beds National Monument, it thrives in areas such as Portland's Laurelhurst Park, where the climate is warmer and wetter than its original home in eastern Oregon.